Hello, it is now time for day two's tutorial. So this is day one. And for day two, your first two rows are to knit in the main color. So slip this and you just go around knitting for the first two rows. After that, you will be joining in your first contrast color or your only contrast color if you're doing the self-striping version. I am going to show the mini skein version where you have 6 contrasting mini skeins, or you can have one self-striping contrast color if you want that look, or you just don't want to weave in all the ends, because there is a decent amount of ends with the mini version. So I will knit my 2 rows and then see you back for the next part. Okay, time for round 3. So this is my first contrast color that I'm going to add in. So, and I need to just knit 2 rows with a contrast color. So I will do that. So I'll start here. And I usually do the weave in Steven method when I'm when I'm joining in a new color. So I will link that below if you're not familiar with that weaving in ends method, because I don't love weaving in ends. I will say doing this weave in Steven method makes it a little bit tricky for this clue, because you have to drop into the next couple rows. So if you're worried about that, you can just weave in your end later. So I need to knit 2 rows with my contrast color. Oops, I think I've got the tail. All right, so I will knit 2 rows with this contrast color. I didn't break my main color. It's still attached because we're going to use it again, because we're making these cute little tulips. So we need that to kind of make the petal of the tulip. So I will knit my 2 contrast color rows and then see you back. All right, so now it is time for round 5. This is the one with the dip stitch. So I already did that. So I did knit 2, dip stitch, knit 2, dip stitch, knit 2, dip stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I knit 2, and then I need to insert this right hand needle 2 rows below, and you can see right here where it's going to go. It goes just below where the color changes. So I go, that's 1 row, that's 2 rows. Goes right in there, yarn up, and I pull it up, and I want it to be pretty loose. And then I knit 2, and then I go down 1, 2, and it's right where the color changes. Pull it up, knit 2. Right where the color changes. Oops. What am I having? It's giving me drama. Hold on. This is not. Whew. Here you go. Knit 2, or drop down 2, yarn over, pull it up. Knit 2, drop down 2, pull it up. See, it's created these little lines between them because that is going to be your tulip bit. So I do this all the way around, and when I will see you when I've finished doing this. So this is round 6. I need to knit 2, slip 1 with yarn in back, knit 2, slip 1 with yarn in back, knit 2, slip 1 with yarn in back. And I do that all the way around for this row. And then we get to do the tulip stitch. So I'm going to finish knitting this, knit 2, slip 1 with yarn in back, all the way around. And I'll see you back when I've done it. All right, I am back at the beginning of the round. So now it is time to tulip stitch. This is a little bit tricky. So you knit 1, And now to start the tulip stitch, you slip 2 stitches off your left-handed needle with your right-handed needle, and you're doing it as if to knit. So I grab the second stitch first, and then the first one. So now I've got 2 and they're twisted on my right hand. Then I take this second stitch, or I guess it's the first stitch on the right hand, and slip it back. So now my dip stitch is on my right hand and my other 2 stitches are here. Then I knit 2 and I carry my tulip stitch over. So it's created this kind of deep V. So I'll show you again. So I slip these 2 as if to knit. So I'm going to end up twisting them, and I'm keeping my yarn in the back while this is happening. Then I take this first stitch, slip it back to the left, knit 2, and carry this over. Then I slip both of these stitches as if to knit them both together, slip this one back onto the stitch, so the dip stitch is here, knit 2, and carry this back over. So I've created these little rows, these little V's going on right here. I'll show you one more time. I'm slipping both of these as if to knit, so they're twisting. Slip the first one off, back onto the left hand, knit 2, and carry over. So I'm going to do this all the way to the end, and I'm going to stop right before here because it gets a little tricky because you have to move the beginning of the round marker. And you can notice that my sock is starting to bubble outwards, which is totally normal, and it'll kind of it'll even itself out once it's on your foot, because you are adding a little bit extra bulk to this because of the dip stitches, but it should even itself out on your foot. So let me knit all the way around and I will show you how to do the little tricky bit. Okay, so you'll see that my beginning of the round marker is actually in the middle of my tulip stitch. So I'm going to need to remove it to do this last one. So I do the first half of my stitch first. So I slip this here, slip these 2. Oops, I'm having some trouble. Hold on. 2 as if to knit, and then I need to take off my beginning of round marker. This one's a little fiddly. Then I knit the one that I needed to knit the second one, carry my dip stitch over it, these 2, so that I've got my tulip stitch that I need going on, and then I put the beginning of the round marker back in. So now I have moved my beginning of round marker one stitch over, and then you repeat it all again. So I'm going back to round 3, and then I knit 2 rows. I will come back again after I've gotten you to there so I can show you how I do that transition again. So by the end of this, you will have shifted your beginning of round marker 6 stitches, but we're currently in the round for socks, so it'll be all right. So I am going to repeat rounds 3 through 7 again. And then I'll meet you back when I do this transition on round 7 so I can show you what to do. Okay, so I am at the end of my second set of repeats. I knit magic loop, so I just started the video again when I was on the front half of my stitches. So I'm still doing the slip and then return the first one back over here, knit 2 and carry over, slip, return this over, oops, I've almost lost my stitch, knit 2 and carry over. Okay, so now I'm back here at this color change again, where now or at the round break. So what I need to do is, because I'm going to move this marker again, because I need all 3 stitches to make this tulip. So I'm going to slip 2 as if to knit, slip this one back here, knit 1, I'm going to remove this beginning of round marker, knit my second one, carry the tulip stitch over that I needed, and then place the beginning of round marker back on here. And you'll notice that I've broken the contrast color one. It's no longer attached. I only have the green attached. So now I'm ready to get started with contrast color 2, or if you are knitting with just with a contrast skein, you obviously don't break your yarn here, and then you continue for 2 more sets of these. So you'll have 6 of these little tulip sets together. I will say clue 2 is probably the most time consuming clue, because it's also the most challenging part of the AIDS ride. Day 2 is 102 miles. So I wanted to kind of match up what the riders were doing with the amount of knitting that we also needed to do. So I will knit the other 4 stripes of this, and then I will see you again for day 3.